With Instaframe 2.0 on the Insta360 X5, we might just now have a competitor against the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Of course, there's the obvious thing that the Insta360 X5 does not have that 1-inch sensor, but I think with this update and paired with some really essential accessories, you can make this thing almost as versatile, if not more versatile than the Pocket 3, and in this video, we're going to talk about it. So if you're anything like me and have done a bunch of spec searching on B&H in the past to find that perfect camera, you'll realize that there is really no such thing. And the X5 does compromise in some ways that the Pocket 3 doesn't. It has a much wider field of view, and depending on what you're filming, that's either better or worse. That 8K sensor might seem like a bigger resolution output-wise than the Pocket 3, but remember, whenever you're outputting a final video, it's going to be in around 4K. And that's exactly what Instaframe 2.0 outputs in. For the best image quality within that, without cropping in on that sensor too much, you're going to have a wider image, whereas the Pocket 3 has around a 24mm equivalent, I believe, and you can attach onto it a wide-angle magnetic lens. So in that respect, in terms of focal lengths, the Pocket 3 is a little bit more versatile. But with the new free-framing selfie stick, you can actually zoom in on that image, but once again, it's digitally zooming in. So in terms of being best at one thing, the Pocket 3 is without a doubt going to be the best image quality. But I think we're at a stage now where we're talking about minutia. I mean, you're looking at the image from the X5 now. This thing is about 1.5 feet away from me. I'm actually not using a microphone right now, which you can use. You can pair the mic Air to it, which is Bluetooth connected, connects automatically. And the fact that it films spherical just gives you so many options. Instaframe 2.0, of course, gives you that pre-cut out 16:9 or 9:16 image that's pre-framed, and unlike just single lens mode, it allows you to frame yourself and track yourself within that image in a 360 sphere. Kind of similar to the fact that you can track yourself with the Pocket 3, only the Pocket 3 has a limitation. If you try and walk around it, it's going to eventually reach the limit of its gimbal, whereas the Insta360 X5 does not have a limit because there is no gimbal. So you can literally just plot this thing down, click the track mode, or tap yourself in the frame, and it will track you. And the tracking is absolutely incredible. It can detect different people and it can separate you from other people in a crowd. So if you're walking around and other people walk in front of the frame, it's not going to accidentally track that person instead of you. Now, when it's a little bit closer or it gets a bit darker and contrasty, it does kind of hunt. It might lose you a little bit and hunt back for you. And I've had that happen a few times. But there is an indicator on this camera on the light, where the light normally flashes red to indicate that it's recording, it actually flashes green to indicate that it's locked onto you. And when it loses you, it flashes yellow, which is super, super clever. And combined with some of the accessories that Insta360 has released, it just gives you endless versatility. There is still so many moments where you're like, oh, I don't know what to frame, or you might be in an immersive environment, and you might just say, you know what? I want that versatility of that spherical frame. Right now, we're in Instaframe 2.0, and you can't see what's behind the camera. Now, there is a mode that allows you to record both a spherical image and a 16:9 image, but then it's outputting that spherical image in 5.7K, so a lot lower resolution than 8K. You're going to realize that that final outputted 16:9 image is going to actually be lower resolution. So it's not going to be a 4K image. It's going to be more like a 1080p image. So in this instance where I'm outputting a 4K image in Instaframe 2.0, in order for you to see the background, of course, I have to turn my body. If you're trying to frame yourself vlogging or walking through a scenario and you know that you're not going to want to spend all that time on the computer reframing that image, or on the app reframing that image, just put Instaframe 2.0 on and you essentially have a Pocket 3 and a 360 camera. Insta360 2.0 works in various different ways. I've talked about the tracking modes that come with this camera by being able to tap yourself or use the free-framing selfie stick to select your subject and then track that within a 3D space. But it also works like a virtual gimbal as well. So on the screen, you can tap a button and it will allow you to use a joystick to be able to frame wherever you want. So if I'm walking with it in my hand and I want to show in front of me or pan or do anything like I would with the Pocket 3 and the joystick, I can do so using the user interface on the screen. Now, Insta360 has also made a free-framing selfie stick with a joystick, which essentially makes the handle part of the Pocket 3. It magnetically attaches to the camera using the quick release mount, and it has a little telescoping part so you can turn it into a bit of a selfie stick. I have the angle of this pointed up towards me, so you can actually see the selfie stick in the image. It's kind of up so I can see the screen better, but you can also see the selfie stick in line. But if I tilt this back a little bit, if I reframe myself, it should get largely eliminated and you might be able to see kind of part of the handle here. But just these accessories that work with the X5 just make it such a more user-friendly experience, a more pleasant experience. And this one in particular allows me to literally go in 360 and show you all around me like this. And I think the scenarios that this is going to be amazing in, there's going to be vlogging scenarios, travel scenarios where you're talking and you're walking, and you might actually want to just spin this camera around and show what's going on whilst still talking. And you can do this, of course, with the microphone attached to you. There's also a button on here as well, which will automatically do it, and it will do the 360 spin automatically as I'm walking, allowing you to get that shot. And then you can double tap it as well, and it'll do like a barrel roll like this. There's also a button that will immediately switch it to the other side. So if I'm talking to you and I'm like, whoa, look at that, I can just switch it and you'll see it and the audio stays the same. So that makes this thing super versatile. And I actually think that these movements are a lot smoother to do with the X5 than they are with the Pocket 3. But you can also set it into a follow mode or a tilt lock mode in the same way as you can with Pocket 3. So if I have this thing on an extended selfie stick, I can put this camera nice and low and raise it high, and it'll keep the horizon level in the same way as tilt lock would be. You can also set it to follow mode, where when you do pan the whole camera down, it does go down, and when you pan it all the way up, it goes up as well. And then you can use the joystick to frame how you want it within that as well. So basically, it allows you to change the image in that 3D space and then output in a 4K image, which is something that's so unique that I've not really seen on any of the other 360 cameras. And what I will say is that the software seems to be leaps and bounds ahead of the DJI Osmo 360. I almost don't use that camera anymore, and I just exclusively stick to the X5. It's so much more easy to use, it's more versatile, and it's more enjoyable to use as well. So what are the other features that the X5 has that the Pocket 3 doesn't quite have? Well, the X5 also is waterproof, which is another plus. You can use it as an action camera. You can use it pretty much in every scenario you might want to need. Also dust-proof, has replaceable lenses. Once the Pocket 3, if you get this lens scratched, you're pretty much screwed. The other thing it has is replaceable batteries, and one of the accessories I recommend the most for the X5 is the Ultra battery, which gives it, I believe, 2900 milliamp hours, which gives you a little bit more of an extended battery life. And you can swap that out if you need to. It also has fast charging, whereas the Pocket 3 does not have replaceable batteries, which is actually a big pain point. It means that when you use this thing a lot, you're eventually going to degrade that battery, and there's no way of changing it out. So now we talked about all the amazing things about the Insta360 X5. What about its downfalls, and where does the Pocket 3 excel? Well, I still stand behind my belief that this is probably one of the best cameras of all time. And pretty much every YouTube creator will tell you probably the same thing. It's so compact and versatile, and this is essentially all you need to vlog, to start a YouTube channel. And the fact that it pairs so well with DJI's microphones really makes it a unique product. It's seamless, it's reliable, and to be honest with you, with this camera, I'm not really using the tracking features that much. I'm not really using all of the gimbal features. I'm just using it as a way of filming myself with a 1-inch sensor and connecting that audio seamlessly using the DJI Mic Minis. So for what this thing does it really, really well. It also has a lot more pro filming features. You can film this in 10-bit D-Log M, which allows you to color grade it in post. It gives you a little bit more range in the image to pull out the shadows, to bring down the highlights and get a really professional looking image. I have used this on professional shoots before as a backup camera when my battery's gone dead on my main camera, and actually often I find that the image out of this looks a lot better straight out of camera. So this thing has saved my ass in so many ways, and it's much more of a professional tool. I think if you only have one to choose from and you want the most versatile camera, perhaps you're putting stuff on YouTube and the stakes aren't as high, you're not necessarily doing client work, the X5 is going to be insane. I would choose that probably every day over the Pocket 3. However, if you want to start like a studio setup and you're mostly going to be indoors or in controlled environments, I would choose the Pocket 3 because of the image quality and the fact that you can input such a great audio source. This thing also has time code built into it and just really is a spectacular product. But if you want to go for versatility, if you want to go for creative shots, if you want to put your camera through gaps and try and get an FPV looking shot, if you want to capture your whole environment when you're traveling, there's no doubt about it, the X5 wins in that regard. It is now not only a 360 camera, it is not only an action camera, it is also a vlogging camera, it's your everyday camera. It's the camera that I think that if you just like capturing your life, your traveling and adventures, this thing is going to be so incredible and so much better than something like a GoPro or an action camera. You're going to get so much out of the X5. Anyway, like always, I'll leave links to everything down below. If you can use those links, it really helps me. They're affiliate links. I get a commission on whatever you end up buying, and it just greatly helps me out. If you can subscribe to this channel, once again, that also helps me out, and leaving a comment down below to let me know what you think. Do you think the Pocket 3 is still way superior than the X5, or do you not care about image quality as much, and do you think the image out of this looks great? I filmed most of this video on the X5, so you tell me down in the comments below. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later.